Hey, what's going on? Happy Friday. It is the end of June, and this is the live recording of episode 64 of the Client by Client podcast. Today's episode will be going live on the 13th of July. You're a little bit ahead here being on the stream. Today on the show, if you're subscribed in Apple Podcast or in Spotify podcasts, I share with you how to increase your sales rates. I show you how to increase your show up rate to your sales calls with a couple tips so that you can increase your close rate. So be sure to go in and give that one a listen. Available now over in Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I'm super excited about something that I am working on and that we're going to be announcing soon over in the Leverage Coach community. If you're not in the group already, drop group below and we can get you an invite so you can be one of the first to hear about it. My email list and group are always my first. Before I tell my email list and my group, though, we're going to be talking with our current students. So our current students are actually going to get kind of first dibs at this as well. So if you're not in the group yet, be sure to drop the word group and we can get you in there and you can know about all the stuff before it happens. Let me fix my hat. There we go. Make myself look somewhat of that post-gym hair. If this is your first time here, drop me the number 1. If you're a repeat offender, current client, past student, friend, or family member, drop me in some emojis. Just, finger smash some emojis in. Would love to say hi and give you some love. That said, let's hop in and let's bring this to life. Hey, what's up? Jeremy here from whatupjeremy.com, back with another episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in here today. In the last episode of Client by Client, we talked about your Facebook group, and I specifically gave you 3 tips, 3 pointers for how to boost engagement in your group. This is specifically centered around your nurture groups and around the groups where you're building your community of your future clients. So if you have a Facebook group or you've been thinking about it, even better, if you're using Facebook right now, regardless if you have a group or not, there are some tips in there for you for even maybe how to use your profile. And so if Facebook is important for you, do check that out. In that one, I give you very specific permission that I wish more coaches and experts would do, which is you have my permission to not implement it. Because my goal for you, if you've been listening to this show over these past 64 as of today episodes, part of my goal is for you to get focused in on the few things that matters. One of the things that matters more than a lot of other things is having one pipeline, one way for people to discover you, to become prospects, and then to nurture them into clients. And once you have that one pipeline down, now you can look at other social media platforms and other ways to convert them into clients. And so if you have a funnel, a pipeline that's working right now, don't complicate it by adding more stuff in. If you are considering Facebook groups as your one thing, as your one funnel, as your one pathway, if you have a Facebook group as your one pathway, then be sure to most definitely not miss episode 63. So be sure to backtrack 1 to listen to that after this episode. Today, what I want to talk about is a little more in on the concept and let you guys a little more into my mind for why you constantly hear me say things like the name of your program doesn't matter, the name of your offer doesn't matter. And so today I want to share with you 3 reasons why it most definitely doesn't matter, because a few of you are so stuck on this and getting this right and scared to move forward that my goal is just to unlock 1 or 2 of you. And there might be something else in your business that you can apply this methodology to, this mindset to, that might be tripping you up. And so by the end of the episode, you're going to know exactly why your program doesn't matter and maybe have some ideas for how to continue moving forward and to go and sell something and to get some freaking clients in. If you don't get today's episode right, 2 things happen. The first thing that happens is that you get stuck trying to figure out the quote unquote perfect name. And that's frustrating because you hesitate. You second guess yourself, and you also get self-conscious when you hear about other better named programs. So you go in your email inbox and you have all these 15 gurus and coaches, me included, that you're following, that you're subscribed to, that you're reading closely and intently like you're wishing your prospects would, and you get tripped up because you see what other people are doing and their well-named products and their well-named offers, and now you start to second guess yourself. The second thing that happens is that you never get your offer off the ground. And that's frustrating because new and less experienced, often less scared coaches enter the space and they get your clients and they get your money. And so it's important that you get this right. That said, here are 3 reasons why the name of your program and the name of your offer simply do not matter. First, your prospects, your clients, your target market, they will know their problems. They will know what pains they're experiencing. And if they don't, they will at least know that something isn't right, which is why they are reaching out for help, considering a coach, reading your emails, your marketing, following you on social media. So you have to put yourself in their shoes and think to yourself, does the name of your stuff matter? Is the name going to get them over the hump of booking the call or showing up for the call or taking you up on the offer at the end of the call? And the reality is, for 99.99% of those situations, the name of it doesn't matter. So your prospects come to the table knowing their pains and their problems, but what you're worried about over here is the name of your program and what's it called and what the landing page looks like and what the logo and all of these things that are so far down the road of mattering that we're missing this important piece, which is these actual human beings that you're here to help and the problems that they have. You guys know that part of my mission here is to simplify coaching for you and to simplify the way you look at your coaching business so that you make more money, so that you last longer as an online coach, and so you make more impact and make that impact that you know you're capable of making. It's important that you keep in mind the few handful of things that actually matter in online coaching. One of them that matters almost more than any of the others is the people that you help and what problems they're experiencing. The first reason why your program doesn't matter is because pains and problems are far more important and far more front of mind for your prospects than you, your program, and your offer. They may consider your offer based on those pains and problems, but still the most important thing is their pains and problems. There's this concept of entering the conversation going on in your prospects' minds, and a lot of coaches want to talk about that. A lot of marketers want to talk about that as a talking point and as a thing that you should be doing, but they never give you the framework for actually doing it and open and unpack that box of what that actually looks like. At its most simplest form, entering the conversation going on in your prospect's mind means talking about their pains and problems. So better than worrying about the name of your offer, which at some point kind of does matter, but like I'm working on an offer right now and it's called This Thing with Jeremy. I'm saying it that way because I haven't announced it yet, and we're announcing it over these next couple of days to past clients and current clients, and then we'll be opening it up to the Leverage Coach group and to folks in my email list, and then after that on social media and so on. So it's worth being on the inside and being in the Leverage Coach group or just sticking close here and following. Go to whatupjeremy.com, get on the email list, stay tuned into the show so you can hear about that and the rollout and results and all those sorts of things. I literally called it This Thing with Jeremy. It like a substitute would be like Coaching with Jeremy. That's the freaking name of the offer. And inside of the document of the details of the offer is pains. It's talking about the problems and it's talking about how we overcome those things. You have to enter the conversation going on in their mind. At some point, if you do this well enough, the conversation going on in their mind is, can this person help me? Does this person have room for me? What's the name of the program, or is their name? Like, okay, it doesn't matter as much. Like, what's in it is more important to me, and is it actually a fit for me? At some point in time, those questions do happen. The problem is that you think they happen right when they follow you on social media or right when they inquire for a lead magnet or opt into your email list or join your group. The reality is that most people need a little bit of talking to. That can happen through a piece of content of yours. So make all of your content pains and problems focused. Then, a little bit more advanced, you can start to talk about the immediate wants and the aspirations because they're wanting those things and they know what they're capable of. Drip those things in as you get better about talking about the pains and problems specifically. But later on, when they do book the call with you and they do have the conversation, is when you enter with more about your offer and you say the things and you learn the things to say that get them to say the things to you that you're wanting. Sales and coaching is a game of chess. And if you balk at that idea or like, you know, a lot of people don't like the book of the 48 Laws of Power. It's about the human psychology and about the manipulation. And manipulation is not a good or a bad thing. It's just a thing. I'm manipulating sound right now with my mouth and with my lungs to change the sound that comes out. Like I'm manipulating air. So that's not a good thing or a bad thing. I could use that to say very bad things and influence people in a very bad way. I choose not to. But a lot of people, 48 Laws of Power as an example, look at it as manipulation and, oh, that's bad. But everything in your life is political and everything in your life is about power and the power ratio. And if you're not looking at that, whether consciously or not, everyone else in your life is consciously or not. The more you get aware of that and the more you get in tune with what needs to happen, because here's what's cool about winning this game of chess with your prospects. When you win the game of chess with your prospects, they win. And when they win, the other people in their life win and the community wins. Why? Because when someone's life is changed, which often happens for your clients, when they sign up, not when they're getting their results from your thing. Their life is already changing when they found you, and even more so when they make that leap and make that investment and sign up to work with you in your coaching program. So when those things happen, the transformation is already taking place for them. And so the name of your program is not nearly as important of all the other things that get that conversation to happen. I need to wrap up this last piece. That's why in this game of chess, everybody wins. That's what's cool about this. There are zero-sum games, right? Where like only one person wins, or where only one person, walks out the winner and someone else massively loses. In this game of coaching, and let me wait for my camera to fix up right here because I was having an incoming call. I have some family coming into town, and let me just wait for my camera to bounce back on. There we are. In this game of chess, when you win, your client wins. Everyone in that client's life and their personal life starts to win as well because they're around someone who's far more inspired. Think about if your mom or dad came home and they were more inspired when you were a little kid, or a bigger brother or little brother or sister came home inspired, right? Like things and those people around them change because they're making these changing and these decisions. So like this game, that if you win it and if you understand how the pieces work in it, it really stands to be in your favor. And so one of the things that Alex Hormozi has said that stands out with me of all the things that he has said is that if you really want to control what other people think, control what they say. And so if you know the questions to ask to get people, your prospects, to say what you need for them to say, it changes the entire game. Your prospects know their problems. You and your stuff doesn't matter. The second reason why the name of your offer and your program doesn't matter is because, building off of point number one, when you know and can describe the problems that your target market and your prospect across from you is experiencing better than they can, you are automatically the authority. In episode 58, we talked about how to build your authority as an online coach. And over these last episodes, you've heard me talk about how you can build authority and it's a long game, but authority is also built on a person-by-person, prospect-by-prospect way. And so why I say that is because when someone comes across you, a new prospect, someone from the internet, they follow you on Instagram, they join your Facebook group because they were doing some searching and they found you. When that happens, if you are talking about their current pains and fears and their current problems and frustrations, and you're talking about it better than they can, where you're painting a picture of those things going on, and you're talking about the consequences of those things, and you're talking about what life looks like when all those things are going on, that person is not thinking, do you have the goods? Are you faking it? Are you their BS meter? Are you full of crap? Or any of that stuff. They're already looking at you as the leader. So this is why authority is a tricky thing. I'm not here to help you trick people. I'm here to help you put your best foot forward. And if you talk about pains and problems, you overcome the imposter syndrome stuff. You overcome the will they trust me stuff. You overcome the things in their life where they're looking at other coaches and people and wondering and kind of assessing who's who. You overcome all of those things by just knowing and being able to describe their pains and problems better than they can. And this happens on a prospect by prospect basis. This is why it's so important on your sales calls that in the little time you are talking, you are asking questions, giving them room to answer, and then at the end, you are repeating what they say, maybe clarifying it, truncating it, or adding in your own descriptive words and scenarios so that you can make sure that you're hearing and that you understand, and maybe that you even understand it better. So better than worrying about the name of your program and getting super clever around it and then waiting also for that perfect name to like drop on your lap, which it's not going to happen. And you only know this. There's a handful of you listening to this right now who will not make it as online coaches. There are a small few of you who will make it a very long time. The folks who make it a very long time, or even for a middle or a short amount of time, are the ones who figure out what is more important most of the time than all of the other stuff. Don't get caught up in the things that don't matter. This is the equivalent of when you see someone launch a new business and they're worried about their logo and they're worried about their business cards, when they should have just been going and shaking hands, having conversations, asking questions. And then when someone else asks, what do you do? What do you have? To actually talk about it. And then when they do talk about it, you talk about it from that person across from you perspective and the things they've said already to relate with them and meet them where they're at. Get really good at describing the pains and problems and get better at it than your prospects. And when you do that, you become the authority. That's thing number 2. Lastly, this for the perfectionists, which is just another form of procrastination and procrastinating and procrastinators. For those of you listening right now where it's really hard to come up in the decision-making process and all that like really kind of gets to you and eats at your energy budget, you can always change the label. Look at your offer and your coaching program as a glass jar with no branding on it. Every month, every week, every day, you could, if you wanted, put a different label on that. This is grape jelly Today, this is grape spread. Tomorrow, this is grape. There's all these different words. Confectionery. This is all this in this jar. This grape stuff is only for gourmet cookies. This is only for high-end steaks. All of those things will call a different kind of person to the proverbial table who is interested. The steak eater, the confectionery, the donut eater, the cookie eater, versus the person who's just looking for some jam for their sandwich. Those are all different price points, all different interests, all different sort of problems being solved in this small example. And I want to implore you to pick a name. It doesn't matter. Flip a coin if you have to, and run with that for 45 to 60 days. And if at the end of that, it isn't working, which the name of your program isn't going to cause some avalanche of results in your business, I'd even be shocked if it causes any results in your own business besides you being excited about it, which can sometimes be enough. But at the end of the day, the name of the game is still prospect by prospect, client by client, understanding their pains and problems, clarifying for them where they're at right now and where they want to be, and then asking a very simple question at the end of that, which is, where do you think we should go from here? And when you're having that kind of conversation, that is when the game changes. In the next episode of Client by Client, I'm going to share with you the metrics that you need to be hitting every single day, week, and month to thrive as an online coach. So be sure to head back here tomorrow for tomorrow's episode 65 so you can understand the metrics that are going to help you thrive as an online coach. Whenever you are ready, here are 3 ways I can help you grow your online business. First, download your free copy of GetBookedCRM. Coaches, are you still managing your leads and pipeline from Instagram DM, Facebook Messenger, and the email inbox? Well, you're losing leads in the cracks and you're leaving a lot of money on the table. That's why I created GetBookedCRM. My free CRM and pipeline tool helps you get leads and turn them into clients in half the time. And it's 100% free at the time of this recording. To get your free copy, all you have to do is find me on Instagram and send me the letters CRM. Second, join my free group for online coaches. I've got 900 coaches and growing over in the Leverage Coach community, where you get access to me, access to people who are just a step ahead of you at the exact same step and navigating the same problems you're going through right now, or a small baby step from where you're at behind right now. You get access to me, access to resources, and access to weekly trainings to help you grow your online business and get clients by the end of the week. To get your free invite, all you have to do is drop me the word group wherever you're tuning into this show, or find me on Instagram and send me the word group. Lastly, become my next success story. I'm getting some coaches together this month to implement my methods to land 15K worth of new clients or double your online client roster over the next 30, 60, 90 days, but working and finding with the right people. But finding the right people and working with the right people is most important to me. So only respond to this if you are a relationship-focused coach who always puts your clients ahead of the money. You've been coaching for at least 1 year and you're not brand new to online coaching. You'd like to get 3 to 5 clients organically from social media every month without wasting money and time on paid ads. You have at least 300 friends on a social media platform, list, or group. You are willing to take bold action because you know your success depends upon it. And last but most importantly, you can keep the secret. If that's you, I want you to grab your phone right now and tap on that Instagram icon. Find me at WhatUpJeremy and send me the words case study. When you do that, I'll ask you a couple questions about your online business, about your vision and your goals, and then I'll share with you what we have coming up this month in the Get Clients program and how we're already helping coaches all over the world to implement my methods for getting clients consistently, like Henry, who got 8K worth of clients in his first month, or Juan, who's been in the program for about 6 months now and is set up for an 80K month and is set up for a 60K month in August. We'll also identify what part of the program will likely make the biggest impact the soonest in your online coaching business. That way you know what to expect. All you have to do is find me on Instagram and send me the words case study. That's it for this episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you back tomorrow with the next one. Cheers. All right, team, I super appreciate you. If you made it all the way to the end, will you drop Friday in all caps? That way we can celebrate your successes for the week and share with me what your weekend plans are. I got some family in town. We got some UFC fights tomorrow. Hopefully linking up with a little buddy, Justin Hudson. Hopefully get to see him tomorrow. Should be a good weekend. Hope yours is as action-packed as mine is looking to be. That's it for me, team. Cheers.